Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I will be making spaghetti with meat sauce. I will be sharing with you step by step how to make this delicious meat sauce. It is easy to make and it's absolutely delicious and it is my absolute favorite. Let's get started and I will show you what we will need. We will be needing the following items here. 2 large cans of peeled tomatoes, whole peeled tomatoes, and this is a brand that I use, and the size, I will add the size to the description box. You will need ground beef, and this is the amount that I use. Of course, you could use less, it is optional. You will need 1 large onion, 13 to 15 cloves of garlic, some oregano, fennel seeds, some basil, and here we have 2 bay leaves, 1 tablespoon of hot red pepper, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon sugar. And you will also need some olive oil. I will show you later. I'm taking the cans of tomatoes. I'm going to empty the whole tomatoes into the blender, both of them, both cans, and I'm just going to give it a quick blend. The goal here is to make the whole tomatoes into a sauce. So I'm going to put the lid on top of the blender and I'm going to turn it on and mix it for no more than 30 seconds, and you will see what it's going to look like after that. There we go, we have a thick sauce here. And I turned on the heat on medium, and I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then I'm adding the meat. Keeping the heat on medium or a little lower. I'm going to break the meat, smaller pieces, and just going to wash it and flip it and wait until it turns brown. It's kind of halfway cooked right now, almost there. It doesn't take long, like 5 minutes probably. This is good right here. I'm going to add my onion and garlic. I chopped the onion and the garlic, and I'm going to add it on top of the brown meat. Keeping the heat on medium. I'm just going to mix everything. For an additional 2 minutes. At this point, I'm going to add some fennel seeds. I'm just going to give it a little drizzle. You could add more if you like the flavor of fennel seeds. I just gave it a quick drizzle. Same thing with the oregano. And mix. It's beginning to smell really good. I'm going to add the red pepper and the black pepper and the salt. But the sugar, I'm going to wait a little longer and I will show you when to add the sugar and the bay leaves. I'm adding the salt. And I'm keeping the sugar and the bay leaf for later. Going to mix everything on medium heat. If you feel the heat is a little bit high, you could lower the temperature. And it looks like we're ready for the tomato sauce. Now we'll add the tomato sauce all at one time. And give it a quick mix and keep the heat on medium for 5 minutes. So I covered it and left it for 5 minutes. This is after 5 minutes, or maybe a little longer. It's going to look like this. At this point, I'm going to add my the 1 tablespoon of sugar and the bay leaves that I had left aside, and there's some leftovers of the black pepper and the red pepper. I just went ahead and added everything. I'm just going to give it a quick mix. And I'm going to put the lid on and let it boil for another 5 minutes, and this is what it's going to look like after 5 minutes. I'm going to add the basil, mix it, I still have it on medium heat. So you're just going to have to watch the sauce and just kind of take a look at it. It looks good. I'm going to put the lid on and I will leave it on simmer for an additional 15 minutes. This is what it looks like after 15 minutes. It is ready, but I'm just gonna keep it on simmer and put the lid back on, and I will move on to boiling the noodles. I have 1 tablespoon of salt, 2 packs of spaghetti noodles, and I've also put some water in here and turned up the heat on high, and I'm going to wait until the water is boiling, completely boiling, and I'm adding my spaghetti noodles. Just going to add both of them and come back and check on them in about 10 minutes. This is after 10 minutes. It looks good, but I'm gonna give it a little test just to make sure it's cooked. What I'm doing, I'm gonna take a piece and throw it at the stone. If it sticks, it's ready. If it doesn't, then it needs a little more boiling. But at this point, it is. I'm gonna turn off the heat on both the noodles and the sauce, and I will drain the water out of the noodles and drizzle it with some olive oil, and that's it. That's all we need to do. Turned off the heat on both of them and drained the water from the noodles. I'm putting some olive oil in here in the same pot, and I'm gonna pour my boiled noodles into that pot, and I'm gonna give it a mix with the olive oil. You could also drizzle a little more olive oil on top to avoid getting your noodles stuck to each other. It's always a good idea. And we're all done here. This is what it's going to look like. I've added some Parmesan cheese on top and some parsley. It is absolutely delicious and easy to make at the same time. Try this recipe, give it a try. Do not buy the pre-made sauce, the one in a jar, I don't recommend that. It's always best when you make something at home, and it's healthy, and it really doesn't take much of your time to put this dish together. I hope you enjoyed watching my video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.